for the panel discussion. Does anyone have any questions? Maybe some house lights? Oh, you're right there.
My hair is very long and curly, and I don't blow dry it. Is there any way to make it dry faster other than blow drying it? It gets poofy.
Oh, well, when you dry your hair, you should probably, this is going to sound crazy, but instead of using a towel, use a t-shirt. A t-shirt is more absorbent than a towel, and it's less abrasive, so when you dry it, you should be crunching it instead of just rubbing. It will make it so your hair doesn't frizz up as fast, and it will make it so your hair gets drier faster. Also, you should look into product. I know Paul Mitchell comes out with my favorite. It's called Fast Form. It dries your hair up to 35% faster because of the ingredients in it. Makes it so the water doesn't want to stick to your hair. It also smells nice, and it gives you some hold to those curls.
Okay.
So it makes it so your hair would be nice, dry, and shiny for the interview. Mikey,
For hats.
for hats.
For any of those instances, is it okay to wear a ball cap or another type of hat?
No hats. No hats. And I mean, even then, when it goes back to the hair and stuff for the guys are wearing their hair a lot longer these days as well, too. And, you know, it's a longer bang stuff. Just make sure it's out of your face, even if it's not something you would wear it normally, and it goes for the women as well. You know, don't wear your hair in your face. You don't want to be shaking your bangs out of your face, you know, during the interview, and they don't know if you're answering their question with a no, or, you know, or there's, you're motioning to something out the window. You know, just make sure it's out of your face and they can see you and not your hair hanging in your face as well. But definitely no hats to work, to the interview, or even to pick up the application.
He's the one to wear a hat, that's for sure.
And he has some nice hats.
Oh, yeah.
If you're attending like a formal event and you wanted to do like a dress fedora or something, that's
Yes.
acceptable. But interviews, no, nothing like that.
Any other questions? Over here?
Yeah, which part of your garment should you coordinate your belt with?
Belt always matches your shoes.
Belt always matches your shoes.
Anybody know what color shoes and belt you should be wearing with a navy suit? No black. Black and blue, you look like a bruise.
Brown.
You wear brown.
Or Oxford, the
Oxford.
burgundies, yeah.
I didn't know
Rubber
that.
burgundy, yep.
Sorry.
What not to do.
Another thing that comes up a lot is makeup. You should never match your makeup to the clothes that you're wearing. If you're wearing a very nice navy blue blazer, if you wore blue makeup to go along with it, it would take away from how professional your blazer would be. And it would also take away from how nicely you did your makeup. So if you wear the same color twice, it doesn't look right. Way there in the back.
Is bold eye makeup ever okay at work?
Bold eye makeup. It all depends on what company you're working for. I work at a salon, so I'm expected to wear bold makeup daily. But at the office, it might not be the thing that you want to go with. I would definitely wait to wear some bold makeup or have it be your statement piece. A lot of eyeliner doesn't particularly look nice in a daily setting. Believe it or not, I never use black eyeshadow for anything, no matter what the event is, because black can come across as sleepy, raccoon eyes, things like that. So I try to keep it out of any makeup art that I do. So question, I guess the answer is wait and see how everyone else is wearing their makeup. And if it fits with the community of the business, then that's where I would start. Mike Keith again.
My question's for Jim.
For Jim.
You've been around for a while, you were mayor of the city, you own your own businesses. When you see candidates or applicants come in and drop stuff off, what are you looking for when you're looking at them folks?
That's a great question. I think eye contact, first of all, very, very important. That's how you communicate is your visual. I think a sense of calm too. I mean, when you're applying, you're going to be excited, but I think everybody talks too fast, and too anxious to appease, and I think self-confidence is how you look. It's your eye contact, taking the time to communicate effectively, not how fast. I think there's another piece, if I might, maybe it fits in. When you're applying particularly for work in a small community, even a larger community, and you do make that appearance, you look good, you've got a good resume, and then you go back out in the community, and if you change how you look when you're out in the community at a bar or a restaurant or with other people, and you become that sloppy looking person, you can be rest assured somebody at the workplace that you've applied for is going to say, wasn't that the person that was just in here yesterday? And you have to look professional all of the time, because that person you're looking professional to may be the person that's looking to hire you from some other place. So it's a tall order. On the other hand, getting a good job is the order you want to be given. So appearance is not just during the resume, the job interview, it's all of the time. Doesn't mean you can't dress down. But, and one other little final thing. The car you drive, you pull into the parking lot, the visitor's parking lot. If your car is full of junk, it's never been cleaned, I'm going to tell you, somebody will notice that, and you have then two faces of the person. Appearance is more than personal, it's professional, and everything else you do as well.
Believe it or not, I went to a job interview for something as small as a retail job, and my interviewer showed up late, and he wanted to see how I would react to something so outrageous for the interview, and he sat in the back room of the establishment and watched me on the video for a full 10 minutes before he came out for the interview. So how you act while you're in the establishment will definitely give you an either a positive or a negative effect to your interview. When you're coming in, okay, let's say someone comes to Men's Warehouse and they have no clue whatsoever to wear for an interview, how would you guys react to that?
Are they coming in to interview, or are they coming in to shop with us?
To shop, I assume.
To shop. I mean, that's what we're there for. We're there to guide them around, with the right, appropriate clothing for the event. You can't go wrong with a white or a blue shirt, and you can even let us know what that person has at home in their wardrobe already, and how we can elaborate and build a wardrobe for them.
What's the craziest thing that someone's come in for an interview with you guys?
I don't think I've had anything too crazy.
Really?
I mean, I'm a shoe person. So, don't come out with a chunk of mud sitting on your shoe. You could have wiped that off on the grass before you walked in the door or something. But I'm a big shoe person. But I've never had anything too crazy come into my store.
I haven't seen really anything crazy, but I have seen a lot of hats, like how like hats, and yeah, that's just, for me, it's a big no-no. And backpacks, yeah.
I went on a job interview and they were running behind, so I got to see the person that was interviewing before me, and she had a bathing suit on underneath her blouse. And you could tell that she was going to the beach right afterwards. So that makes the top of the craziest things I've ever seen in an interview.
And she talked about the organization of your briefcase that you're carrying. You don't want to open it up and pull out one and everything else from yesterday comes out with it too. And bring a couple copies of your resume. You don't know how many people are going to be in the room interviewing you, and you want to make sure that you have one to give to every person in the room and shake hands with every person in the room that's there too.
That's important. Dan, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question for both men and women. Wouldn't you want to hide a few pounds? Give me a couple tricks there. Rather than, if you don't want to diet and work out.
I've been trying for years. Good luck.
What are alternatives to
Black
diet
is
and working
slimming.
out?
Believe it or not, bigger hairstyle on a lady would have help to hide those few extra pounds, especially with the same thing goes for a smaller lady. If she didn't want to look so small, she would wear a smaller hairstyle, and that would help bring out that it would bring her out instead of her hair. So that way, she could work her hair to her waist type. I spent months learning this at hairstylist.
Women's warehouse.
I think it's best to get the right fit on the garment in the first place.
I was gonna say.
We're gonna lock these styles in where it's your extreme slim fit, your trim fits on them. I wouldn't sell a big guy a skinny tie. That's not even gonna come down halfway down to his belly button. It's gonna be 1.5 inches wide. You're gonna want to go with more of a traditional tie for him. And then when you get into the suits, you wouldn't want to sell, a guy that's a bigger guy, a slim fit on the jacket at all. It's all about the fit and how it fits on the guy as well. Even when you're out shopping, it's always nice to clearance rack shop, and I heard her mention that about Macy's. But you just want to be grabbing a shirt off the rack. You want to know your size. You think, oh, well, I'm an extra large, I'm just going to go buy an extra large shirt. Well, your shirts go by your neck and by your sleeve lengths. You can have a $1,000 suit, but if it doesn't, fit you right, you're not going to look like $1 million in it. You need to have the right fit on it. And, you know, you stop at any of our stores, we can get you measured up, get you the right sizes. You know, we can write it down on a business card so you have it in your, you know, your wallet. So if you are out shopping and find a good deal on something.
And if you find something you like that doesn't necessarily, isn't your size, like maybe if it was too big, you can always take that and have it tailored within reason.
Another thing that you can do is if you have like a problem with double chin, you can take a tone that's slightly darker than your skin tone and contour your face. And if you put that slightly darker on the double chin or anything else that you might want to hide, and it will give the illusion of depth, and it will help make your neck look thinner and slimmer. Okay. Question?
I have Asperger's syndrome, and like certain textures and stuff bother me. So like if I was in one interview or whatever, you feel comfortable also like, cause I've never done this before.
Okay.
I mean, I would definitely say whatever you're comfortable, I mean, something that you're comfortable in, because you don't want to be sitting there through the whole job interview worried about, you know, yourself, what's going on with it.
Yeah.
So definitely you want to wear something that you're comfortable with. You know, I mean, you wouldn't see me going to a job interview wearing a skirt. I'm not comfortable in a skirt, so you wouldn't see me wearing something like that. So, I mean, I would definitely say something that's comfortable with you, and maybe, I mean, you don't have to wear a jacket, but they do make some shorter sleeve blazers out there for women. They have some really cute styles now. So if it's the whole issue of like something being on your arms, maybe
It's texture, like
It's the
the texture of
texture.
my clothes. Like fleecy things, or things that are like itchy, things that
Right.
wouldn't be itchy to you or itchy to me, so it's like.
right, definitely stay away from wools.
That's what I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
stay away from wool.
So finding a blazer that's wool, you could find one that's a poly rayon blend.
Yeah.
You know, that would be more comfortable for you so that you feel comfortable. Because you do project how you feel. I
Yeah.
mean,
Confidence in the interview is half the battle.
Yeah.
You up there?
What about jewelry? Is it necessary or can you go with nothing?
You can go with nothing. Sometimes it's actually better to go with nothing because it's more conservative and subtle. You know, they're not going to be staring at your necklace that's shining off the light. They're actually going to be listening to what you're saying.
You in the red.
What about purses? Do you like things that essentially are acceptable, or do you prefer the bigger ones?
For us women, you actually should have a portfolio, not really a purse, when you're going to interviews and such. As far as once you have the job, it's your personal style, I would say. But for interview, you definitely need some kind of a briefcase or a portfolio.
I have a couple tips on this end too, then maybe some more questions. Don't take your cell phone with you when you're in an interview.
Don't even take it. Don't turn
take
on
it.
vibrate.
Don't have it with you.
We can hear it.
You don't need it, absolutely, yes, absolutely, then you're playing with it, you know, because we're creatures of habit. Perfumes and colognes, I do everything to avoid those as well. If you're in a small room, it's going to be a problem. And
I'm actually allergic to most perfumes, so if someone came in with a very pungent smell, that might actually irritate me. I've never broke out in hives yet, but,
and good posture.
oh, yes.
There's some embarrassing question.
Up there in the blue?
Yeah, what about like facial hair for men? Any preferred styles that are, you would deem inappropriate for?
It's usually safest to be clean shaven, but like with Kyle, when he came down for the everyday wear, he had a very cleanly trimmed beard. And if you keep it clean and it's appropriate with the place that you work, that might be an option. But everything that I've read has said that it's safest to have a clean shaven face.
I have a friend that works for the Orchid Man, and he can't have any kind of facial hair whatsoever. My husband can't, because with his job, he has to wear a respirator mask. So he can't have anything. But then, you know, my friend who's a salesman for Orchid, who's out in the public every day, can't even have it well kept at all, or anything. It has to be completely gone.
And do your research on your companies before you're applying, so that way you know kind of what they're looking for, what your dress code's going to be and stuff like that.